Justin Otsaris, senior point guard.
Sam Cohn, senior point guard.
Kyle Huber, junior point guard, shooting guard.
Sean Hughes, senior wing.
Christopher Lawler, sophomore point guard.
Jeff Lindquist, senior forward.
Brian Miller, senior forward.
I'm Nick Nordell, I'm a junior wing.
I'm Ethan Plateau, I'm a junior and I play forward.
I'm Joe Rasmussen, I'm a junior and I'm a center.
Parker Scott, senior, shooting guard.
Jake Shaddle, junior point guard.
Carson Sherman, I'm a junior and I'm a center.
My name is Caleb Warner and I'm a sophomore and I play shooting guard.
I'm Ian Plateau, I'm a freshman and I'm the assistant manager.
I'm Matt Sexton, I'm senior this year and I'm the head manager.
Kevin Tempest, varsity assistant coach, defensive coordinator.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Relps. I'm the assistant varsity boys basketball coach at Mercer Island High School.
Gavin Cree, Mercer Island boys basketball head coach.
This is Mercer Island basketball.
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 We get ready to tip off another season of Islander basketball as we are underway here at Ed Pepple Gym. What a thriller we've had today, by far the game of the year. The Mercer Island defense starting to really come up big now when it matters. Keep it right here. This is Islander basketball.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Island wins! They're going 2-8 from high school on Tuesday to play O'Day. Rasmussen at the top of the perimeter wants a huge three, and he got it! On the inbound, Warner has it now running with Lester one-on-one. Works around him, puts it up and in. This is absolutely incredible what we're seeing. Worthy will spin around, Rasmussen go up, and the shot just absolutely swatted out of bounds by Joe Rasmussen. On the court, huge wow from Taylor Ward,
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
We're going to get a turnover here on Madison. Warner comes out with it. 2-on-1, middle of the fly, give out the cone. Another three is good for Clark. And Mercer Island lives to see another day. Mercer Island is going to the state tournament for the second consecutive year.
This is a team that we're going to remember. This is a team that we're going to remember. This is a team that we're going to remember.
For the entire time, let's go! Islanders on 3, 2, 3! Islanders! Let's go!
Every season and every team can be described differently. The 2011-2012 Mercer Island boys basketball team had a unique flair to them that players and coaches alike were able to catch on to.
One word that would best describe our team would be passion. And you can clearly see it in all of our eyes. We all want it just as bad as one another. And so I would say that passion best describes our team.
Depth. We have every position. We can go 2 or 3 guys in and not lose much talent.
We have depth because we have players who can play at like positions like who can just come in off our backups. Some of them could start, maybe like at other schools.
I think length. Length is a good word for these guys, and hopefully we can use that length. We're still working on making the most of it, but we have a lot of size and a lot of length on this team.
One word? Swag. Just easy. Money.
Why swag?
Because we have style, we play really well together.
Together.
Probably together.
Together, like that's what describes this team, but that's our motto this year also, is to play together, do everything as a team,
achieve our goals as a team, not as individuals. It's kind of like, you know, the whole like, there's no I in team, all that, yeah.
We're just one unit. We play together. We do everything together.
One word that describes our team is togetherness. You know, we have a wide variety of grades and ages in this team, but I think we're really coming together and we're going to really push forward with the season.
At the beginning of every season, nearly every team has its eye on one major goal, winning the state title. And Mercer Island was no different. After making it back to state for the first time in 3 seasons the year before, players and coaches alike knew this team had the ability to not only get back to the state tournament, but possibly win it all.
I expect us to achieve our goals. We set high goals, we work hard at them, and we are driven to achieve them. We're a team that's committed to doing our best every day that we come out and play, and we hold ourselves accountable. We hold each other accountable. We commit ourselves to our goals. At the end of the day, we're gonna do our best. Sometimes we're gonna fall short, but that's just more motivation for us to go out in the next game, achieve those exact same lofty goals again.
You can be a great basketball player, or a great manager, or a great coach, and a great person at the same time. I think that that's the expectation of Mercer Island basketball, that you're not just a player, you're a great person.
My expectations are definitely to win Kinko, hopefully make a run to state, win state, become a better team, just grow together, just keep developing as the season goes.
You know, this team has a bunch of upside. I really think that we can win Kinko, win the Kinko tournament, and win state. This team has all the potential in the world.
My expectations for the team this upcoming season is to make it to the state tournament and win some games there.
Last year we went to state. We had a pretty good run. Although this year I want to do better and hopefully win state this year.
It would be a state title after obviously the Kinko title and district tournament, because I think we all think that we can get there, and I think we all have the expectations of a state championship.
I want to be able to come in this gym, every time I come in this gym, see 2012 on the wall and know that I had a part in that.
Well, I guess the first goal is to get that Kinko championship. A couple of us have been a part of this program, for 4 years, and we've never gotten that before, and we're trying to, make that happen this season.
So we'll hopefully be a winning team, have a winning record.
Our expectations are very high, just winning state, playing hard every game, and just trying to just dominate.
I think that our expectations have to be high. I mean, we have a really talented group of kids who have worked really hard, and there's no reason to not have lofty expectations. I think kind of the sky's the limit. We can go as far as we're willing to put in the effort for.
My expectations for this team are for them to get better as the season goes. We got to understand it's a journey, and I'd like to win the league. We've got some work to do that, but we have enough talent to do it, and our players know that, our coaches know that, so we're working hard.
Building a championship team is more than just picking 14 quality players. It takes buying into a work ethic and dedicating yourself to the team. The 2011-2012 squad knew how hard they would have to work to reach their goals and get back to the state tournament.
I say be confident in yourself. There's a reason that you're on varsity, and the coaches see potential in you. You just have to have confidence in yourself.
Well, I've told them that they need to work hard. That's the main thing. Just when they're out on the court, to work their tails off to compete, and I think they can learn from this season that when we came and we were focused and we were committed to just giving our absolute best effort, usually we were happy with the result. But more often than not, I think we have enough talent and enough development as a program to where if we go out and compete our hardest every night, good things are going to happen, and the wins will come. It's not about winning and losing. It's about what you do and how hard you work, and going into that locker room at the end of the night knowing that you're satisfied with the effort that you gave.
You got to put in tons of work. It's it's really demanding, you know, playing basketball. And you got to put in so much work in the off season because, you know, it'll work for you.
Don't hold back. You know, you don't want to end a season or end a career knowing that there could have been more. You could have done more to make it better. So, you know, give it everything you got. I know that's cliche, but it's true.
Our season started out with great optimism about winning the league and getting to state and trying to win it. After a few early wins, we faced off with Sammamish, who was predicted by some to contend for a league title. George Valley led his team with 32 points, and they beat us on our home floor, which was disappointing, but we were looking forward to our next matchup with them. 10 days later, we headed down to North Carolina to go to our tournament, which would be in Atlanta a couple days later. We stopped in North Carolina and saw Duke and Cameron Indoor Stadium, Krzyzewskiville, and it was a great experience. We also went to a UNC game where we saw them play Appalachian State and got to witness the Healy hair flips. We dropped a couple close games in Atlanta by 1 and 2 points each, but we came back a better team. We faced some really athletic teams who were more prepared for our district tournament because of our experiences in Atlanta. On January 10th, we came back and we faced off with Lake Washington for the first time, and Joe Rasmussen came out on fire from the three-point line, and we had a great game plan for Nelson Henry and came up with a huge league win. Unfortunately, we dropped a close one at Bellevue a few days later to a surprise Bellevue team. They outplayed us, and we were still in position to control our own destiny. We were hit by the snow, which wiped out our league schedule for about 10 days, but when the snow melted, we went over to Sammamish and we were able to avenge our early season loss to the Totems with a 28-point win. It was a very satisfying win and put us in position, again, to continue to contend for that league title that we really wanted. Unfortunately, we missed our opportunity to win the league when Lake Washington beat us at their place in an offensive struggle for us. Once again, we needed to bounce back, and we did, with a tough senior night win at home against Bellevue. After a disappointing third-place finish in the Kinko tournament, we were playing pretty well, and we faced Eastside Catholic in a loser-out district tournament opening game here at home. We got up on the Crusaders early and built a sizable lead in the third quarter before they came storming back to tie the game, send it into overtime. But Joe Rasmussen's 38-point and 19-rebound performance propelled us to a win. The Eastside win set up a winner-to-state game against O'Day in the district tournament. We didn't come out with our best performance, and O'Day beat us. Again, we were faced for the second year in a row with 2 loser-out games on back-to-back nights to get to the state tournament. Bellevue was our first test, and we played them for the 5th time during the season. But this one was the one that counted, and we ended their season with a 65-50 victory. The win against Bellevue set up another rematch, a game with Franklin, a team whose season we ended a year ago at the very same place, Bellevue College. Our kids laid it all out on the line, and we led Franklin for the entire game. It went down to the wire, and Joe Rasmussen was at the free throw line with a 1-point lead and 2 free throws. He went 1 of 2. Andrew Hawkins got the rebound, went the length of the floor and missed, and we celebrated our second consecutive trip to the state tournament. It was an unbelievable feeling to be heading back to state. Unfortunately, bad luck hit us, and Sam Cohn went out of the lineup with a broken hand. The team was determined to move on and fought hard, but Kennedy was too much. We battled back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter to make it interesting, but Kennedy prevailed, and our season was over. It was disappointing not to accomplish our ultimate goal, but our team had a lot to be proud of. We'll all remember the 2012 season with great pride.
One of the hardest parts to every high school basketball season is saying goodbye to the senior class. This year's class of 6 seniors, Sean Hughes, Sam Cohn, Brian Miller, Parker Scott, Jeff Lindquist, and Justin Alteris all made a positive contribution to the team, not only this season, but over their entire careers, and the underclassmen know there's going to be a lot of shoes to fill next season.
Well, just from the experience with our program, I want to thank them for, being being there from day one when I took the head coaching job here, you know, and sort of allowing me to learn on the fly how to be a head coach of a program.
Yeah, they continued the tradition. Coming out of the hardest district in the state to make to the state tournament 2 years in a row, that's really hard to do, and they did it. And so it's just impressive what they did here.
Thank you for keeping the legacy going, really, and showing us what we have to do next year to kind of keep going and carry on the legacy.
Tell them thanks for making my year great, because I had a great time getting to know them.
Looked up to them. I looked up to every senior out there. They're nice. They're good guys.
It was just an honor playing behind them, playing with them, and that hopefully at the next level they succeed, and that we're going to carry on the tradition of Mercer Island basketball.
It would be daunting, I think, looking forward to see names like Brian Miller and Sam Cohn and Sean Hughes all disappear off the list. Jeff Lindquist, an X Factor, Parker Scott, even Justin Alteris. All 6 seniors really made valuable contributions this year.
They can really be proud of, you know, the things that they accomplished in their 3 or 4 years in the program, some of them. You know, I think they kind of reset the standard, you know, of excellence for us as a program. And that's something that they can really hold with them forever. I think that our group coming back next year is really confident and, you know, is hungry to go even farther, and that wouldn't be possible without these seniors that, you know, put in a lot of time and were competitive and were hungry to do the same.
Built by legendary coach Ed Peppel and continued by Gavin Cree, the tradition at Mercer Island is much more than just winning and losing.
Well, I think we're a program that has a lot of different traditions, and you know, winning is only really a small part of that. It's kind of a byproduct of everything else.
The tradition of Mercer Island basketball is winning. Past 2 years we've gone to state, so getting to the state tournament is obviously a tradition of Mercer Island basketball.
It's just a tradition of Mercer Island basketball is whenever you step on the court, you really have to just give it your all and don't leave anything behind. That's what I think.
I mean, we have tons of Kinko championship banners, like 4 state championship banners, and that to me is the legacy.
Being a tough-minded group, being a physical, hard-nosed, hustle type of team, that's what we're trying to establish. And we established that pretty well this year, but if we can continue to build on that and be more and more consistent every night with that, then you know, the wins and the success come as a byproduct of that.
Aside from the wins and losses in the stats category, I think we really kind of helped Mercer Island basketball. You know, as the program, we're still kind of young, you know, with Gavin, and after you've had a coach for 40+ years, it's a little bit different. And getting back to the state tournament 2 years in a row, I think it's a pretty big statement.
So the tradition is definitely the biggest tradition I've ever been a part of, I've ever known. You know, it's that certain feeling you get inside when you think about Mercer Island basketball. The tradition is just greater than I've ever experienced, and it's something I'll always remember.
We have a winning tradition, so we're expected to play well at Kinko. We're expected to be in state pretty much, and then, you know, compete every year. So it's just a winning tradition. We have a great program, great booster club, great coaches, and, you know, we have some great athletes too. So we just have to, you know, live up to our name and, you know, prove ourselves and represent like our community.
The main thing is representing our school and our community at the highest standards. You know, having good sportsmanship on the floor, respecting your opponents but fearing none of them, and you know, being a good bunch of guys that the school can look up to, that aren't, you know, getting into trouble and are, you know, upstanding citizens of the community and the school. That's a huge tradition for us, and that's something that, you know, I won't accept anything less than that.
You know, from the experience and the kind of the journey we had through the whole season, you know, guys haven't thought they took a lot away from the experience, even though we didn't get to where we wanted to be.
Overall, I think the season was a success because we bounced back We lost some tough games, but in the end, we were the ones, we were the ones in the state playoffs.
We made it to state, which is a goal. We didn't win the state tournament, but it's always good for the program just making it to state.
Yeah, I think we had a successful season. It was tough losing our starting point guard that late in the season, but our resiliency that we showed in the last game was really cool to see.
I personally think the season was a success. I think that we gave it all throughout the season.
Yeah, I think we overall had a really successful season.
I think that the team thinks that it was a good season because we did make it to state.
Yes, I think it was a success. I think it's always disappointing not to accomplish your ultimate goals, but I think that we set lofty goals here at Mercer Island, and it was difficult. It was a difficult season. It always is, and but I think that overall the main thing is that we were together, and we worked hard towards our goals all year. We certainly learned a lot. We had moments where we needed to pick it up, and we did. I think what I'm most proud about this team is that whenever there was a tough loss or a challenge in front of us, we attacked it, and we didn't back down to those situations.
The more important things are just being a great person. It doesn't matter about being flashy. It really matters about being a great example for the people coming up under you, that the little kids know that, A, they're not just great basketball players, that they're not a bunch of show-offs and a bunch of punks, that they're great people too.
So I'm sure there's great things in store for this program. I'm just little disappointed I'm not going to be able to see it all, but definitely some good things in store for Mercer Island basketball.
Something I learned from the season is you just got to bounce back from everything.
I mean, one thing that we learned, for me at least, was to keep bouncing back through adversity. Like we won our first district loser-out game. I think we won 4 or 5 loser-out games this year, and that was huge, really. And then we had to beat out Bellevue and Franklin in 2 loser-out games to get into state, and that just, to me, showed that our team had a lot of resilience.
Kind of like what everybody said, was that you just always got to bounce back from the tough losses that we had and be able to just never quit. Always got to hustle.
For the future of MI basketball, I hope the best. We have 6 seniors that are graduating, but there's a lot of upside on this team, and I really think that they can win Kinko with the next couple of years.
Though the Mercer Island Islanders fell 3 wins short of a state title, the team had a lot to be proud of. 21 wins, never losing twice in a row, 4-1 in loser-out games, and a second straight trip to the state tournament. The 2011-2012 season will go down in the history books as a special one, and the lessons and experiences gained along the way give players, coaches, and fans alike a lot to be excited about in the future.
Justin Otseris, senior, point guard.
I was the mama gorilla.
My brother's a junior. Yeah, I like my brother.
Well, we're athletic because we're long and tall and can all. Even though we're white, most of us can jump.
Let's play this twice up this side.